We can only hope, right? I had to pause to blow my nose. Anyways, enough with the sorry, sad stuff. I don't know where all that came from. I do, but just stress. When your body's hurting all the time, and you have one problem, and then another, and you can't get over the first one, or the second one, or the third one. And, like, I was feeling good for, like, a week or two. Not good, like, great, but, like, good for me, you know? So, like, then all of a sudden have, like, one thing and another and another and another, and it piles up, and it gets stressful. And you're like, oh, not again. And even though I'm used to it, you know, you think I'm used to it. I am used to it. It's just hard. Like, I was gonna clean my house, and I got it like half done, and then I never finished that video, and then it got way messier again, and then I almost got it clean the other day, and I was like, oh, I can do like a clean house video, but then it got way messy again, and see, that's what I mean, chronic illness. You can never, your house will just never be clean again. Never. Never. Unless you get a maid. I mean, I guess, or a partner, I guess. That's what I get for being single. I need a caregiver or a butler. I don't know. But yeah, so I was gardening a lot, and I really screwed up my foot. I say it was worth it because we're gonna have like a really cool garden this year, like really cool. And every year I dig it up with my hands with like a spade, and like my wrists, like, no, it's so bad. And this year I invested the like $20 for like a really good shovel, which I should have done. But then I totally destroyed my ankle doing it. Like, I barely shoveled. The boys helped. The kids were great. The kids like went right through it. Our neighbor kid, like, he was sick, and he like dug up half of it. I was like, wow, you're awesome. And I did like the other half, which wasn't that much compared to what he did, and I totally destroyed myself. And I'm sitting there like, it's hard when you realize you're weaker than a 10-year-old. You're weaker than all these kids around you. You should be stronger. That's hard. But anyway, so I at least finished digging the garden before my ankle gave out. I went to stand up, and it like crunch, just like awful, like my bones pop a lot, like pop, crack, snap, popple, like whatever, like Rice Krispie treats. But this is like a gross crunch, like crunch with instant pain, numbness, severe, like bad, like ow, like across my whole foot, like just severe pain when I went to stand up. And then it happened 2 more times that day. I was like, okay, time to put everything away. You messed up your foot. Like, put everything up, go slow, limp on it, you know. And it kept happening, like, really bad, like instantly brought me down my knees. Like, oh, shoot. And it's my right foot. So it's my driving foot. Okay, so this gets me talking about, we're in 2022. Why are all cars where you have to like use your feet to drive, first of all, and on the right side? Like, I just feel like cars in general are not very handy-capable for like handicapped people. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to buy all these attachments, or like get your car like souped up or whatever. And I just feel like we're in a time in the world with technology where like all cars, you should just be able to get in and like hit buttons and be able to like control the speed and stuff with your hands or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just more stress because like I'm trying to drive and it's just injuring my foot even more. It can't heal because it's my driving foot. I can't drive with my left foot. I could try, but that would be very dangerous. So like, you know, I don't have a lot of money. I can't just go out and buy an attachment. I'm gonna have to save up and figure out what I gotta do to like. I know there's things you can do. I saw something on a show. Somebody had something that was like, I don't know. She was like controlling the speed. It was like a stick on the pedal, and she was like, she had something wrong with her legs, where like she had a spinal cord injury, and so she was using like this thing with her hands as the gas pedal. But I don't know if where like I've driven so long with my feet, if I could do that, or if like it would mess me up. I don't. I know you can get your car like rewired to have like buttons and stuff for gas, but like I can't afford that. My car's not like good enough to do that, so like I'd have to get like something I could just attach, you know, it'd be cheaper and easier. But like I'm never gonna heal my foot. It keeps crunching and like collapsing on me, like giving out completely. And like I mess up my feet all the time. I've always messed up my ankles, sprained them, rolled them, crunched them, whatever. But this one's like different. Like, it was just from pushing on the shovel for like a short amount of time, like just pressure. And it's like, it's just such an intense pain. It never has gone like so numb so quick, such pain, like from such I don't know how to describe it. But anyways, I just age and like, I don't know. I fractured my knee bone running the school mile when I was 12. And the teacher didn't believe me. I didn't believe me. I was like running and heard this pop crunch thing, right? And I was like, ow. And then I'm like limping, and she's like, no limping, no walking in the mile, you gotta run. So I'm like trying to like run, but not run because it hurt, right? And I was like 1 mile in, or 1 lap or whatever. There's like 3 or 4 more laps. And I was like, oh my God. So I limped through the whole rest of the mile because you know how they are. They think kids like just don't want to run it. And I was like actually injured. So they made me finish it. And for like 3 days, I limped around the house, you know? And everybody thought I was just being dramatic. That's what I'm talking about. Like medical, even parents, teachers, doctors, they just always thought I was dramatic and like sensitive or whatever. Like, because nobody gets hurt, nobody breaks their knee running the mile, nobody, you know, dislocates their arm in their sleep. I did that one, yeah. Nobody sprains their foot shoveling the dirt. Well, I do those things. Some people do. So not nobody. Zebras do. People that understand those. People with connective tissue disorders, people with other disorders and genetic conditions. So like, it's hard when you're, you know, my mom was like, she's like, you're fine, like limp it off, you're good, put some ice on it or some Tylenol. And like 3 days later, she's like, you know, maybe we should take you to get x-rays if it's like that bad. And then her and the brain fog gym teacher were just shocked that it was fractured. The gym teacher brought us in, was all apologetic and was like, oh my God, don't sue me, I made you run the mile on a broken bone. And I was just, more than anything, I was just disappointed and sad and everything. It sent me into a depression at a young age because I knew that I was different. I'd always known I had pain and I was different. And I knew that the world didn't believe me from a young age, like 4, 5, 6. And here I am 12, and my body is already failing me like it's 30 or 40. And the world still doesn't believe me. And I already saw at that young age what life would be like 10, 20 years later. Here I am now. So imagine growing up and having to deal with that your whole life. And to know what was to come. Have to live through it and be right about that too. So it's just hard. It's just hard. Chronic illness is hard for anybody, not just me, for everybody. It's hard. It is a hard life, and I applaud each and every one of you, everybody, and people without chronic illness. It's almost harder because when you get hurt with chronic illness, you're like used to it. If anything, it just affects you mentally like this because you're like, oh man, not again. I'm tired of this. But when I guess your normal body and you get hurt, it's almost like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But my point is I'm more breakable and sensitive than kids, and that I put up with this for a long time. And it is annoying and stressful. Yep. I hate it. I hate being weaker than a 5 or 10-year-old. I really am. I really am. I have physical therapy, and I love my physical therapists. I really do. The best one was this one, Cam. He left, he started his own business, his own physical, which he should. He's like a genius. He's like the best physical therapist in the entire world, I swear. Like, seriously, if you have your own insurance or money, you should go see him, and you need help, because he is the bomb, okay? He's so smart. He worked with MIT, basketball players. Like, he was like their like physical therapist and stuff. Like, he's like so smart. He really is. And the people over there at Dragonfly Physical Therapy are amazing, okay? But they all have a different style, right? Like any doctor, okay? And there's this one guy, and he just works me out a little too hard. And I should have said something to him, because it was a little too heavy. And it just, you know, you're just sore. You're just extra sore. My wrists are extra, like tight, and like, I don't know, just everything's just way off today, you know? So I'm just feeling it today. Oh yeah, and then the bus stop this morning, man. Well, my stomach, I woke up, my stomach has been bad for 2. I can't eat pizza. Cannot eat pizza. Nope. I know I can't eat pizza. I know I can't eat pizza, and I still eat pizza because it's pizza. Who doesn't want to eat pizza? Like, come on, it's easy to make, it's fun, it's delicious. Come on, I love it. It does not love me. My stomach does not love pizza. No amount of Imodium or whatever is gonna help me. Nope. Maalox, whatever. Nope. acid reflux medicine. Nope. It's just not worth it. I just gotta give up the pizza. Oh, see, it's like gurgling. It's so loud. I can hear it. Anyways, so yeah, I woke up with bad stomach yesterday and today because I had leftover pizza last 2 days in a row. Yeah, that's what did me in. 2 days in a row, I don't have pizza. So yeah, the foot thing's been bothering me all week. Like, it keeps giving out. Like, it's so bad. And I don't have my meds because, meds is a whole different story. So like, I'm in extra pain and dealing with that whole thing. And then driving on it getting worse. And then my stomach. And then now I was at the bus stop this morning. It's raining, so then you wake up and it's raining too, which can affect anybody with chronic pain will tell you it affects like the pressure, barometric pressure, and it can affect your pain. So like just the act of like the weather changing, not the fact that it's raining, but like the pressure change. I don't know. But yeah, rainy days, my joints are more sore. And we were waiting at the bus stop, and I should have taken the car, but it's a short walk. I enjoy standing with the umbrella. And I'm standing there, and I just all of a sudden feel like I'm being like stabbed in the back, like beaten. Like, I was like, who is punching me? And we were actually attacked a month ago almost at the bus stop. A different story. It was a bully situation, a really bad situation. Neighbors. So I actually thought that it was this lady that I thought she was like coming to get me because she like had jumped out of her car and was yelling at us previously and looked like she was gonna beat me up. So I was like, oh my god, here it is, she's beating me up from behind and getting like pummeled. And what it was, though, thank God it wasn't, because it was the one time I wasn't ready. Like, I'm always ready for her now. Like, I record at the bus stop. Like, I'm ready. Like, I am not going to get bullied by this lady and her son, who's been bullying my son. I refuse to continue to be bullied by a grown-up. Grown-ups and their children. Bullies everywhere. But anyways, so I was like, the one time I'm not prepared because I don't feel good and I'm getting beat up. I wasn't getting beat up. It wasn't her. It wasn't that. But it scared me. It really did. She really scared me that first time. So like, I'm traumatized from it for like 3 weeks. I'm like scared every morning and go to the bus stop, and I'm scared at afternoon, and I have to record because like it was scary. But I turned around, these kids were playing baseball, and of course he threw it, and of like the 15 people at the bus stop, it couldn't hit any of the healthy people or go in any other direction or hit any other part of my body. My head, my leg. I wouldn't even mind if it had hit my ankle or my stomach that hurts or anything. Any other part of my body. But it had to hit the worst part of my body, which is my bad shoulder, scapulal area, rib, and it just slammed into me. It hurt so bad. Instant, just bad. So bad. So I had to call the doctor about that. I already had to call him yesterday. I didn't call. So I was like, well, now I'm calling for sure. I don't know if they can help me, because I don't see her for a couple weeks, and I just might have to wait a couple weeks, and that sucks when you're in pain and you have to wait a couple weeks. It's like, great. Hopefully not, though, but you don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what the point of this was. I just needed to talk. Stressed. I just feel like, literally, I'm getting beat up by the world, and I'm just trying to be a good person and live my life, and I just literally feel the world's beating me up. Like, try to be good, do a garden for all the kids, and keep them out of beating each other up and being naughty and throwing trash everywhere and breaking trees and whatever, being little Cape Art kids. And I get rewarded by them knocking the fence down and throwing chips and stuff all in the yard and climbing in the pine tree and scaring all the birds off, and then my foot collapses and then I get hit in the back with the baseball, and then I was like, I know it was an accident, but can't you apologize? And the kid was like, sorry. Oh my god, who raises these children? But yeah, so I was trying not to cry because it really hurt. Like, I did swear. I was like, but like, I honestly was scared because I thought it was that lady, and I was like, oh my god. But you wouldn't think she would beat me up in front of the kids, but she jumped out of the car and was screaming at me and about ready to beat me up the first time in front of all them kids. So I don't trust nothing at all anymore. At all. And I refuse to get in my car and be afraid of her and drive up there. I will walk, and if she wants to beat up a cripple, that's on her. Instead, the kids got me for her with a baseball. So I'm just dealing with a lot of stress, It's ridiculous. And I can't go for my walks to get the stress out because I messed up my ankle. So that's irritating. And it's raining like today and tomorrow and the next day. So maybe when I get back to my walks, if my foot ever gets normal. Like the second I stop limping and I start like walking normal on it again, it's like crunch. And I'm like, oh no. So yeah. It is what it is. There's a lot of house projects I need to do though. Well, I was gonna do my dishes, but my arm is all jacked up now. It hurts like down my I don't even know what this body part is. Down my elbow, and in my back and my ribs. I have like weird crooked ribs and stuff anyways, and it's all messed up. It literally hit like the worst spot. I have like a scapula shoulder like rib issue. This shoulder has popped out 3 times and I had surgery on it when I was younger, like 16. And it popped out once in my sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night and my shoulder was out. And I woke up my mom and I was like, Mom, my shoulder's like messed up. And she was like, you're fine, go back to bed. 2 hours later, I like woke up. I'm like, no, seriously, like my arm is like messed up, right? And at that point, yeah, funny story. I had taken like 5 Excedrin because I just kept taking them, right? I couldn't find the Tylenol. It's like 2 in the morning, you know? I'm like, just like something wrong with my arm. I'm just taking medicine, not counting them. So by the time we get to the emergency room, I'm like chock full of Excedrin, right? Of caffeine in them. I don't know why I was taking it. I'm a kid. I'm like 15. I don't know. And my mom wasn't waking up, so I was just kept taking the medicine. And first of all, they thought I was trying to hurt myself because I was taking the Excedrin. I'd taken too many. I'd taken 5, but I was just in severe pain because my arm was dislocated. I had like a t-shirt on, so I didn't even see it was dislocated at first. I just thought like I don't know. I mean, I dislocated it in the past, like a year before, so that was like the second time. I don't know why I didn't think maybe it was dislocated. I just thought like, I don't know what. But yeah, so by the time I figured out it was dislocated, I'd already taken like the 5 Excedrin. I was like, oh shoot. So then we get there and they thought I was trying to like overdose, which I wasn't. And then they didn't believe me that it fell out in my sleep because I didn't have my Ehlers-Danlos diagnosis. And they literally like separated me and my mom. They were questioning me and questioning her and being like, how did this happen? Did your mom hurt you? Does she ever push you? Do you guys fight? It's okay, you can tell. I'm like, no, like I woke up. And then they're like, well, then why did you take the 5 Excedrin? Is that like a cry for help? And I'm like, I was in pain. My shoulder was out of its socket. Put it back in, please. So that's what I mean. The medical system not only has failed me once, twice, 1,000 times. So that's why I would rather lay here in pain and cry to myself than ever call or go to the doctors when my shoulder's out or I get hit in the back with a baseball or fracture my ankle or sprain it shoveling or walking or whatever stupid thing I do to hurt myself. Because even when it is a real injury, they don't always treat it the way it should be, and they don't always see the signs. I had more than one doctor look at me and go, oh wow, look, you're really hypermobile and bendy. Oh, look at that, yeah. You might want to get that looked at. But then never diagnose me with anything. Like, oh, you're weird and you have all kinds of problems. And maybe somebody should do something or say something or send me to a specialist. Not one person ever was like, you're bendy and weird and we're gonna send you to this geneticist. They were just like, you're bendy and weird and have a nice day. And it's all in your head and there's nothing wrong with you. But there was. So, yeah. Know your body and don't ever doubt it. Even if everybody around you, the world, your parents, your gym teachers, your doctors, your ER doctors, your friends, your teachers, yeah. You know your truth. You know it. I believe you. I know your truth. I believe you. My least favorite was also right when I fractured. This is what I'm talking about, my bad luck. I have a cursed name. It's true. It's true. Look up Cassandra. It's cursed. When I fractured my growth plate in my knee, It was 7th grade. And right, was it after or before? I don't know, back to back. Because I have like bad luck, like 3s, 4s, like injuries, things in a row, right? Like we all do, but like weird stuff. I had Bell's palsy, which is, if you don't know, it's like a pinched nerve in like your neck area. And it can be permanent for some people. Luckily, it wasn't for me. It can last anywhere from like weeks to months to years, sometimes permanently. And it's like a pinched nerve, and it's face paralysis. So one side of my face, you can see, it was actually this side. So, but the nerve was pinched on the left side, so it was opposite. So the left nerve was pinched. So like I woke up and I had like a weird like ache in my like neck, right? But the right side of my face was frozen. So like, see how I can lift this eyebrow? No, this one, see, like I can't. No, I can't move that one. But see how like one side of my face is like totally different than the other? This side's droopier. This side's actually aged more, because if you ask me, this side is frozen from when I was like 12. It has less wrinkles. It didn't really age like this side aged like a normal 34? 12. That's why I look like two totally different people. It's weird. I hate it. I hate my weird face. Anyways, so long story short, I literally like fractured my growth plate and had Bell's palsy like back to back. Like literally like the same week. Recovering from one, other one happened. Like I think my dad had come around, so like it was weird because I had like all this weird stuff going on at the exact same time. And I had like a leg cast and my face was messed up and like it's crazy times, right? So I'm like going through all in puberty, like I'm like 12, like all this weird stuff, right? But like on top of that, extra weird stuff, like who fractures their knee running the mile and then their face freezes up and the doctor's like, oh yeah, that might last for your life. We don't know. It could last a month or it could last your life. Like who wants that news? Like, and then the worst part is the guidance counselors and the teachers, they wouldn't even let me take like a day off or a week. I just wanted to stay home for like a couple days. Like my face is like messed up like a stroke victim, like paralyzed. They wouldn't even let me stay home for a day. They literally sat me down and they were like, life is in the office, right? They're like, with my mom, life is hard and we know you're going through some hard stuff right now, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and life is tough and this is gonna toughen you up, and kids might be mean, but you know, you just gotta like ignore them and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what, you're not in my shoes, you don't know what it's like. And you know what that did to me? It made it worse, because then when I was older, I just refused to go to school. If you're not going to give me a day off, I'm just not going to go, because I need a day off. And if you don't believe me, I'm my own advocate. I'm just going to do it. I don't care what other people think. I know what I needed. They didn't give me those days off. I got teased. I had people taking my crutches. I had people calling me names. Kids are awful. So are adults. All I needed is somebody to be like, man, what you're going through sucks. I wouldn't want to go through it either. Do you need a day off just to chill? And I would have been like, yeah, man, I just need a day to myself. I'll be back tomorrow. But they couldn't even give me that space I needed to get my head back. They just said, go. You got this. Just keep on trucking. I didn't have it. I still don't have it. And then that causes all this. You just kind of collapse in on yourself. Here I am, still trucking. I'm just talking about nothing. I don't even think I'll post this. This is literally like a bunch of random bleh. I'm just saying, if you have kids that have issues, you gotta listen to them when they say they need a day off. Or that they're hurting because their pain is real. They really do have a stomach ache every day, or a headache, or a leg pain. And all that pain is real. Just because you don't have pain every day
or most kids don't have pain every day, doesn't mean that they don't or that they're lying or being dramatic or want attention. Some people think I want attention with my hair or the way I dress. Maybe I want you to look at. Maybe I don't want you to look, but I am trying to draw attention away from my other issues. Look at my hair, not at my disability. Look at my piercings, not my weird lopsided face. Look at my crazy clothes, not my mental breakdown. So I guess that's my speech of the day and long vlog that I had to make up for. Is if you have friends or family, or especially children, or you work with kids or anything that have a lot of problems or seem to, they might not be making it up or faking it. Kids are honest. Most of them are honest creatures. Some kids have problems. Some really are. I know a kid that's a chronic liar. But kids with pain, man, no. Just please listen to them. And if their doctors don't believe them, like so many didn't me, or just whatever, just keep trying. Don't give up on them. Just listen to them. Be there for them. For me. For them. So they don't end up as messed up as I am. It really matters. Thanks. Peace and love.